Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with you. We had a short break, and before we went on the break, as usual, we were here touching some of the sensitive issues in the territory, and the people are speaking their mind. So once the people are speaking their mind, Sam and I are here to take the hard issues and trash out the hard issues.
Courtney, while we wait for the next caller, I think that's something that we probably need to touch on is crime in this country. People, have a lot of this concern about, hospitals and so forth, and those are all legitimate concerns. But one of the things that's hampering this country right now, the growth of this country, is high crime.
Yeah.
And it's something we have to discuss.
Hold it on. Yeah. Good evening. If you speak your mind, go right ahead, please. Yes.
You hear me clear?
Turn on the TV for a minute.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. I was a patient at the People's Hospital. And I had a pain into my leg, my foot, the heel.
Okay.
So I see the doctor there and I tell him that the bone spur. He told me that there's nothing named bone spur. I learned it growing up. I lived in the BVI for 18 years.
Okay.
And then he told me, well, I asked him for x-ray. So he said, no, he cannot give me an x-ray. So I asked him, well, what would be the medication? He said, well, he gave me some tablets. And he sent me to Clovers in town, where you go on a scale and you measure your foot, and he tells me you got that on the foundation. It's like an inner sole you're buying.
Yes.
To put in the boots. And it was hurting so bad because I experienced it for a while. So he gave me some medication, and I get satisfied with what he gave to me. He told me put water in a bottle and put it in the freezer. And then every day you roll it into the instant. But then I still didn't satisfy. So I called up for Jangada, where Apex Clinic in Millionaire Street.
Okay.
There is a Spanish doctor there.
Yes.
So I went there and I explained to him. Say yes, there is bone spur. So I asked him if he's gonna do x-ray. Say yes. So I asked him how much it gonna cost me. He said $300. I tell him I don't have $300. I only have $250. He said, don't worry. He went, he take the x-ray, and he bring back and show me. He said, look, the bone is growing and it's turning on the other side. That was hooking the muscle under the heel. So I asked him, will you accept the $250? He said, yes. He said, well, you have to get 6 injections into the heel. So I tell him I can't take 6 injections into the heel. He said, don't worry, it's tiny injection. He said I could stop it from growing. I said, okay. I give him the money, and he did put that 6 injection into the heel. And today, I still never went back to him. He gave me my card, and he said, if anything, come back to him. So there is a possibility that some of the doctors there, I'm not blaming, but I can tell you, they go on the phone, like you have a phone and you can go tap into it and it tell you, well, look, this not for that, or this medication is for that sickness. that man is very good.
Well,
You gotta be careful that when you go to doctors, look at the medication and look what they're treating you for.
okay, that's
I
very.
am a diabetic, and I went and I asked for prescription, and what they give me was wrong.
Okay,
And I told that man in Millionaire Street, there's a Spanish doctor.
okay,
We need to look that you have qualified doctor that can check that patient and tell them the right thing. I'm not going to call a doctor name that treat me and tell me that. But I went to Virgin Gara back. But I used to live in Virgin Gara. And I know that doctor.
okay,
And we need to have doctors like them in the people's hospital to diagnose whatever and to give us the right treatment for your sickness.
yeah. Well,
I listen to all the comments tonight, and every week I listen to everything that's happening in the BVI. I'm not saying the BVI bad, but we need good doctors at the people's hospital.
I agree with you. What do you think of the discussion we had so far about the hospital situation in Virgin Gorda?
I used to live there. I used to take medication there, and they need to upgrade that same simple hospital, because I was one time where a friend get cut on his hand where the pulse was deep, and I had to take him to Tortola with the ambulance. I working for a company called Leonard and Yates. And this Spanish guy used a bottle to take some water just to wash his foot, and he just threw it. It was an accident.
Okay,
When you reach the clinic in Virgin Gara, I was still holding his pulse. That was we get hit, and it was bleeding bad. I hold him, and the doctor told me, go and wash my hands, because, they're talking about disease. When I lose it, the same doctor, trembling, the Indian doctor, trembling. And when I still hold it, he couldn't get that solved there. We had to fly him with the ambulance straight to. That's the first time I ever traveled on a helicopter. And bring him to Tortola. And then we carry him to the hospital, and then the way he gets his thing done right. And then when we get him back, we get back on a booth. It's my friend, my co-worker. And we need I live in Tortola right now, but Virgin Gara needs to get something better than that clinic.
well, thank you for weighing in on that, because that's what we were hearing from most of the persons that call in on it.
I live in Virgin Gara for 9 years.
Okay,
And I believe they should have a better situation. If somebody gets emergency on the way of Friday, we don't have nothing in the night. And I heard tonight, we will say, doctors be home, and then you calling them. That's true. It shouldn't be. Doctors should be on the site. Whether you pay them or you don't pay them, the work there, they apply for that.
yeah,
And even the nurses then should be on the duty. Things happen sometimes. And I'm glad to hear that people call in and need it. And not only there, and Anagara too.
yes,
If we get an emergency, what you going to do?
Jocelyn Dyke too.
and Joshua Dyke as well.
We need to put up for the people. The population getting big. When I come in the years, the population was small.
Okay,
And now the population growing. Things going to happen.
well, thank
God
you.
take care,
Well, thank
and
you.
I'm proud.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for sharing what you share with us.
Yeah, thank you, Courtney.
All right, thank you, guys. Well, Sam, that's someone who had a lot to share with us, and also speak a little bit about the healthcare services on Borgingata as well. So we had a couple of texts. Let's see what the two texts that we have there saying. Is the cost of St. Thomas Carnival production comparable to the production cost of Tortola's festival? I don't think so. I think it's two different scales. I think it's two different scales of cost. But anyway, the African doctor need to go home. A lot of people suing the hospital right now. Well, I've heard some talk about that as well too. So
Doctors are not doing their job.
well, you know,
Well, there's definitely a challenge in the hospital right now.
yeah.
But yeah, it's what we got right now. All I can say is that we need to start encouraging more of our own. And I've seen so far, I've been introduced to 2 doctors from the BVI, and I want to congratulate them. I think Mr. Stout and young Penn.
Yeah.
Dr. Penn's brother, he's back in the BVI. They're both doctors, qualified doctors. We also have
There's a young lady
BNF.
as well.
Yeah, and there's also another young lady, Maureen's daughter, Maureen, who does the agriculture stuff. Her daughter's a mortician. So it's you know, we slowly but surely, I think with encouragement, with the right foundation, the right help, the right guidance, I think we're going to do it, Courtney. But Courtney, seems like we're being asked to wrap up the show.
That's right. We're gonna have to.
The show's always hot at the end, and we don't have enough time.
We usually don't have enough time. Yeah. But Sam, we're gonna take this call and then we're gonna wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah. Good evening. You've speak your mind. Go right ahead, please.
Good night.
Good night.
Yes. Why we have this problem with the doctors in the hospital around? Because I actually the doctors and one day I was in there and they tell me they don't get good taken care of.
They don't get what?
They don't get good things.
Well, that was an issue. That was an issue like 2 years ago, and I understand that was taken care of.
No, they said not.
Well, how much is enough?
That's what I asked them, how much is enough? This is a poor country, it's poor people coming here. Who can do better coming here? And if it's a doctor about people, you got to love them and treat them right. But in the world now, what's going on is about money. If you don't have money, you're nobody.
That's true. That's true. Very, very well said, caller.
You know? So, all in paradise, we are going to act together. And again, we say we want to develop business in the country with our own people. But we own people is fighting against one another. Look at have people have two chefs in there and then it's test chefs. They get big money and they can't cook. And the man who can cook, who from around here, he getting less money. Them and work from it. And they start them in there, putting on a work from it, it's not going home and nothing good. So it's a kind of fighting against one another. If you guys stop this fighting against one another and live together, our country will grow.
Yes, you're preaching to us, but we converted. Stop the violence. We need to stop the violence.
That's what we need to stop. Because the own color in this country is going against us.
Well, they need to start from the top.
Yeah.
Because we compensate from government down. We'll compensate and we'll listen to outsiders who sometimes have good ideas, but at the same time neglect the same people who are around you who also have equally good ideas and can equally do the same or match the same approach
Went to the
that
same
outsiders
schools.
went to some of the same schools. So, you know, it's a cultural behavior thing I attribute it to. I think it's something that we could change. We just need people who are confident in themselves and competent and have confidence in their own people. So it's all across the board, my friend. It's government, it's private sector, it's the same establishments that you're calling and others. So we have more confidence in people from outside. We'll hire a consultant to tell us that proper beach management means open up new beaches, open up better location, putting facilities on other beaches, than to listen to your own people that say, we have 6 beaches and you're only sending people to 1. You know, we say that we're bringing them the same message, except they'll accept the one from outside more than the one from inside. And it goes to everything.
And pay them a ton of money.
And pay them a bunch of money. So, I mean, it's like earlier we had a call about being able to market the destination ourselves. And I said to that caller, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think we do a fine job. Every government for the past 8-12 years since I've been involved back home in the BVI in tourism, I can't fault no government for no tourist board for not marketing. I think they're doing a hell of a job. It's very hard to market this territory in a niche market that we've been trying to market it to. But I don't contribute or failure or lack of people on the island due to marketing. It's due to selling. If you don't sell anything, if you don't control the sale aspect of your marketing, you're going to lose every single time. And anybody in business, anybody that owns a store or sell a product, they understand that you could display it all you want, but if you don't sell it, you're not going to make any money, you're not going to be successful. So,
and on that point, Sam, we're going to continue to wrap up the show tonight. And again, we were able to talk about the marketing of the tourism product. We were able to talk a bit about the lack of real estate laws and beg the question, when will we get some legislation controlling the real estate activities in the territory? We talk about speculation, land speculation, how we're seeing that speculation is being allowed to go on in the territory, and we think that some measure of control needs to be put in place to prevent speculation from happening. Land speculation, that is, we're speaking about. We were able to touch on food safety briefly, but that is an ongoing topic that we are definitely going to come back to, and we're going to beg the question. What are we doing to improve food safety in the territory? We touched a bit on the casino issue, and we spoke a little bit about how the off-season could be augmented by casino business. And that's another topic we'll continue to talk about. Virgin Gorda and the health care facilities on Virgin Gorda. We talked about that, the promises made, the actual situation. We even learned of an actual accident that happened there tonight. And we also made mention of Josh Van Dyke, that similar to Virgin Gorda and Anegada, the healthcare needs need to be looked at more stringently, especially how we deal with risk and emergency situations. One caller reminded us that we should get connected to the radio so we can have coverage not only on television but also on the airways. So we know we're live on the internet, but I think it's something that we must consider in the future so that we can cover as much of the airways that we can possibly do. The emergency services, we heard a caller that went on about the fact that we don't have any ladder companies. We have fire stations that could probably, deal with a situation where you have 1 or 2 stories, but when you start looking at 6 stories, we definitely do not have any way of dealing with that situation. So I think it's something that needs to be considered. And hopefully persons listening to the show will take it into consideration and put what they have to put in place. We talked a little bit about crime, and we didn't get to really expand on it, but I think it's a fact in our community that if we don't take control of the crime situation, it's going to affect our daily lives, it's going to affect tourism, it's going to affect everything. So we have to continue to be vigilant about what's happening in the community, and we have to continue to hold those persons responsible. Those persons who take an oath to serve this country and to be responsible for the various things that they're responsible for, we the citizens have to hold them responsible for those things. So Sam, all in all, we had a very good show. We had good interaction with the people of the territory. We had calls from Virgin Gorda as well as Tortola, and we always welcome our sister islands to interact with us on the show because it is one community. We see the entire Virgin Islands as just one community. And I know that we bring the show to a close at this point, but Sam, any last thoughts?
Yeah,
before
well,
we
in
go?
closing, Courtney, I'm going to close on crime. I open up with the whole crime issue, and I just want to give people a few things to think about when they go out and continue their daily life after the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Crime Stopper BVI. I want to put a plug in for them. Crime Stopper BVI is a number to remember. I'm going to repeat it over and over. So if you don't have a pen and piece of paper in your hand, please go ahead and get one. It's 800-8477. 800-8477. Don't get confused. It's a number that directs straight to our international call center located in I think it's Miami, but it's in the United States. So your call or done in secrecy, you don't have to worry about it being traced back to you. It's important, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you some important facts about crime. Crime in this country, what it's doing to this country, and all our young people. We got to stand up against crime. It's affecting local businesses. If crime is so high and you yourself are afraid to go out and support businesses, meaning you're afraid to go to the grocery store, the convenience store, have a drink at a local bar, all of the things that you enjoy in life, you're being affected by that, and the people who coming in this country are being affected by that, and the businesses are being affected by that. So then we'll have businesses closing because they can't stay open long enough to sustain themselves. So local business, movement of people, again, I just talked about that. Movement of people. We expect that when our tourists come to this country, they're free to move about. By that, they're able to support and stimulate different aspects of the economy. If our tourists, if our locals, you yourself are not able to go and stimulate the businesses in this country, the country gonna go backward. We have to stand up against crime. Crime Stoppers BVI is alive and well. You can call the number. It's 800-8477. Again, we talk about tourists. Tourists go on the internet. They look and they research, especially European tourists. They look at things such as crime, stability of the country, the economy of the country, how good it is, the movement, the deals, all of these things. But one of the most important factors in when they deciding on a destination is whether or not it's safe. And if it ain't safe, they ain't coming. If it ain't safe, they're not coming. I'm going to say it again. If the country is not safe, they are not coming. And if they don't come, we all going to suffer. So we have to put a stop against it. People don't engage. If you're not engaging in the business activities, the business go to hell. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So I can't emphasize it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got young people coming home with vehicles and motorcycles and jewelry and cable boxes that you didn't give them money to buy, send them outside with it. Call the cops. Investigate them, because those are the ones who are doing it. If they ain't robbing you today, remember his buddy might not know that that's his mother or father. His buddy might turn around and rob your house. So don't think that because it hasn't hit your community yet, it may never happen. These young people are willful. They're derelict. They're killing the country with all this petty crime. We need to stop it. We need to stop it, and we need to take a stand. It can't be allowed to go on any longer. And the kids are being harbored by our parents. Whenever your child gets in trouble, the first thing you want to do is go down to the courthouse and tell him what a wonderful child he is. He is a good kid, but he's doing the wrong thing. So stand up against the wrong. If you got enough strength to go to the courthouse and plead for their innocence, then you should have enough strength to tell them to stop and force them to stop.
Do the right thing, Sam.
Do the right thing.
That's all you have to say.
Do the right thing.
Encourage everybody to do the right thing.
We need to. So in closing, folks, hope to see you again next week, God's willing. Join us again for another session of Speak Your Mind. Hopefully next week, Courtney will be able to have Mr. O.J. Smith on the show. He's for a little bit just to talk again about Crime Stopper and Crime Stopper BVI.
That'd be good to know that we can have that. So Sam, in closing out, just to say, like to say to our people out there, God bless these Virgin Islands and the people that live in them, and we'll see you again next week.